Hello, Hitler's Gaming here, bringing you guys the first little foray into the multi-boxing series that I want to do. And today we have an NMC that we're going to go ahead and run. And I've done a few of these on stream, so if you guys want to watch more of this, me learning how to multi-box on stream, I'll have a lot more content for you guys on Twitch than I do on YouTube. Make sure you go to the description down below and click on that Twitch link and follow the channel so that we can have more content in that line. Anyways, we have the ball and docked here. We have the 7 rattlesnakes, a nighthawk that's zooming on away, and 2 golems. And we're going to go ahead and do an NMC, which is the National Mining Colony. We have it scouted out already. I got a D scan, it's empty. So we'll just go ahead and go there. It's on invasion list. Is the scout? He's not wing command right now, but we'll just make a wing command and warp fleet within 0. First thing that we have to do upon undocking is we have to turn everything on. There's a lot to turn on. So we'll go ahead and get that going. Ran some sites this morning. It was pretty nice. I'm getting a little bit more consistent with them. But I was having issues with scouting earlier today. So we're just going to turn on all the tanks. Your tank's on, your tank's on. Just going to verify all the tanks are on. That one's not. And then yours is. Then we'll just go ahead and go in. I have all the tanks on. The command bursts are on. We don't need them immediately upon landing on the site. This is a pretty easy one, DPS-wise. NMC seems to be lighter. So I'll just go ahead and tab through. I'm getting a little bit better at the mouse inputs. But I have some questions on exactly how I want to do it. So this mouse has a couple plates, and one has 6 buttons, and this one has 12. I'm thinking that it might be easier to use Alt or a modifier along with the 6 buttons to allow the 6 buttons to be 12, as they're a little bit easier to press. But if I develop the finer thumb dexterity here, this 12 will probably be easier in the long run. But I'm thinking those 6 buttons might be pretty nice. We'll go ahead and turn on the Marauder Siege. They tend to get aggro right away. Go ahead and box lock them. We're just making a box and locking them up. This will get us started. So we can't really use the auto-targeting missiles on the rattlesnakes until we get the drones out. And one thing that I'm really struggling with is rapid drone deployment. So I like to get a target being cleared right away, so I can get the drones out pretty quick. So here we go. Drones are launching. We got all the drones out, or we should have all the drones out at this point. We can go ahead and assist. So we have 2 drone bunnies. Half will get assisted to Buck. I do the top 3 to Buck, and then the other half will go to Hateless. Assist to Hateless, and assist to Hateless, and assist to Hateless. And then we'll go ahead and start clearing targets in no actual particular order, trying not to crossfire too much. So I'll have you start working on Ramis. Take those guys out. We can clear a few targets, but ultimately what needs to happen in the near future is this Maripaleo needs to die. Because you'll see here in just a second, our ability to kill things is pretty limited when the Maripaleo has reps. So I'm not really killing that Esther very well. And this guy has a newt that he needs to hit with his thing. So I'm going to go ahead and work on Maripaleo at this time. I don't think I have Maripaleo locked. I do actually have Maripaleo locked. So we're going to go ahead and set the drones on Maripaleo. Maripaleo. And this is like the worst part of the NMC for me, is because the golems can't really fire and do a lot until the Maripaleo actually dies. So there's kind of like a dead minute here where nothing's ending up happening. We're going to hit F1 on the command ship. Just so that it does A damage. And if it does A damage, the drones will then, or it will get payout, as it's the 10th account. It'd be nice if I added one more rattlesnake to make it the 11th account. and then it wouldn't need to do anything in each site. But with this, we have it do the thing, and it does the thing. Maripaleo is almost dead. We're going to go ahead and tell all of the rattlesnakes to turn on their auto-targeting missiles. And then we're going to start clearing targets. So I'm getting a little bit better than just undocking proficiently. I'm undocking proficiently, tagging targets, and able to actually kind of fire with the two. I'm getting a lot better at this. So the first wave is a long one because of the Maripaleo. We have to wait that like minute and a half. One of the problems with the Maripaleo is that it's out of drone control range for about half the pilots. So it takes us a little while to kill it while we wait for only like half the fleet to engage it. You saw how after the Maripaleo died, how quickly we just started clearing everything. The drone bunnies are golems with grapplers, webs, and 2 target painters, and then the command ship gives what is the boost called? It gives electronic superiority, making the target painters more effective. It makes the golem a pretty significantly nasty drone bunny. And then it also brings another 3,000 DPS to the table, which is nice. So on this wave, Niarja is going to be primary. Niarja is new and therefore scary. We can just turn on a couple target painters on the drone bunny and it will knock out a Niarja. I believe we just have the one, so we'll just kind of switch the target painters around like this. And we'll take out as many Tamas as we can as quickly as we can. It looks like we should just fire with the rattlesnakes. They didn't quite get to reload last time. They all didn't fire. Like looking at that last one, like why didn't you fire? And then we're on reload. So now we're on drones only with no auto-targeting missiles at this point. And we're just hearing the module has ran out of charges across the board. That just kind of happens when all the auto-targeting missiles are empty. Then I should be able to take the Romulus Amulus. There we go. Get both the target paints and the web, and the sentries will actually hit their targets when we have the E-War on. So our drone bunny is powerful enough to get sentries to hit, and then the drones don't have to travel, which makes sentries really strong, and why I pick rattlesnakes. However, with their lackluster skills, they're not doing the most damage. 2 of the rattlesnakes are perfect, and then the others are all brand new. We have a pretty poor pile of skills here. You probably want to lock that. Probably did. You're working on the... Oh, you're actually working on the Rami, and you're working on that. Fortunately, it's not in range for the web. I kind of want to get a unbonus skirmish link, which might be worth it. Because that would give me slightly more range in unbonus skirmish link and allow me to always web the Tamas and whatnot with the web that I have. I could alternatively run a web implant on the golems. That's another option. But having that web out to like the 15, 16 kilometer targets would be pretty helpful. I'm not sure which way I want to address that. There's also a drug that gives plus 4 kilometer web, which is the same result. If we target paint these too soon, and this is wave 3, and I tagged them, we target paint them too soon, the drones won't fire. So we're just waiting on these to stop. Oops, I missed, and we hit the Aga. We go ahead and shut those off, and we're going to knock out a Tama instead. Wave 3 takes a little while. Mostly because of that. We'll go ahead and fire these guys again. Fire you one more time just to make sure you collect payout. And then now that it's close, we can't kill it right away. So we'll go ahead and fire. I guess I'm killing that Aga Hypothesis now. About this point in, we can bring in our Venture. The Venture is carrying Leovate, and the Venture will be able to go burn out and get the payout for the fleet. But this is how I'm doing NCOs at the moment, or NMCs, the National Mining Colonies. It works out pretty well. I've been quite enjoying it. And I know it's not the fastest and the income isn't the highest, but it feels pretty comfortable, and I don't mind doing it. And I'm trying to find optimizations in the fittings and whatnot. Skills and fittings are a big deal. It looks like we've cleared the site. We're going to go ahead and drop siege, pull in all the drones, see to it that all the auto-targeting missiles get reloaded. And this is where I'm like, I'm getting better at the keys, but I'm not quite perfect at them. You're still firing. You'll figure yourself out for reloading if you're still firing. So will you. And they sometimes fire. Some of them are in range of like a structure that they can hit. It looks like he's getting to the end. We're gonna go ahead and grab that. There's an auto-targeting missile hitting it right now. That's what that little effect was. And we're in range of it, and that completes the site. He doesn't get payout, but all the other pilots will. Well, sure that all the drones are in. It looks like I missed one. This one here. And then I suppose to make the video around 20 minutes, so I'll go ahead and run a second one. So we'll go ahead and scout out the next one. So we have a couple of OTAs here, but let's run the NMC. And somebody's cap is actually empty. I really hope that was... Yeah, that was the... That was this guy. His cap went empty when he tried to hit his micro warp drive because he's not cap stable. He has the worst skills possible. He's got really bad skills. So this is just a venture. It's Omega, and he's going to train into mining skills. He's going to be my what would it be? My 7th miner. Anyways, so it looks like this site is clear. We can go ahead and warp to it now. Warp fleet within 0. We're all reloaded and ready to go. So the 61 AU warp with battleships is kind of shitty. It's not the greatest. We have to spend a minute and a half in warp. It's like a 45 or so second warp. It's not horrible, but it definitely cuts into our payout to payout time. And there was a really kind viewer that reached out to me because he already went down this journey of multi-boxing incursions. And he recommended going down in size to go Lokis and Helas. So you do 2 Logi Loki, 2 Drone Bunny Loki, and then a bunch of Helas assisting drones. Helas are easier to train into. They are cheaper. They run cheaper drones, and they warp faster. So you get around 8-minute sight times, which is significantly better than what I'm getting right now. But I don't have 4 Loki pilots. That's the issue that I have with that. So I'm trying to think of like other combinations or ship combinations that would be easy to multi-box. And what comes to mind is auto-targeting being the bulk of the DPS. So doing Logi and Barkest might be really fast. The unfortunate thing about Logi and Barkest is the inability to focus fire. Because with auto-targeting, you can't focus fire. And that is somewhat frustrating. So here we go. Second one, I think we all went in. I'm just going to verify that everybody's in. We're going to go ahead and siege these guys up, because if they do not siege, we get in trouble. We're going to make sure we lock Mara Paleo, and then some of the closer guys, and then you're going to do the same. And then we're going to tag up a target and kill it, because I want something dead right away. Just go ahead and throw some things on 2. I think I locked 2 on both the pilots. And then we'll go ahead and throw the drones. And then once drones are thrown, we can go ahead and assist to Buck. Assist to Buck. Assist. You're not in the site. Get in there, bud. Assist to Hateless. Assist to Hateless. And I noticed that if I don't fire for a little while, or one of the golems is off or whatever, we end up in a situation where the drones take aggro. And we definitely don't want the drones taking aggro. And we're focusing fire with everything right now because Mara Paleo is still on grid. You assist Hateless. You didn't get your drones out. You didn't get your drones out either. Hotkeys are good, but they're not infallible. Sometimes they don't seem to stick, and I'm trying to figure out what causes that. It might just be me and my inability to do things correctly, which it probably is. I'm going to turn 1 there, and then we're going to go back here and assist to Buck. We'll turn the second one on, and then we'll get the rest of the drones on. So what occasionally ends up happening, and it looks like it's not happening this time, all the drones are on. Occasionally this Maripaleo is more than 65 away from the sentries. And since I have 65 drone control range, because I have a tier 1 drone link and then drone avionics 5, they're not in range. I'm thinking about upgrading the drone link to a tier 2 because I have avionics 5, so I can actually fit that now. And the other option is to train advanced drone avionics a little bit. And then ultimately, by the end, I'll do both. And that'll give me around 70 or so. I think it goes like 69 and then plus 3 kilometers. So I think we end up with like 75 kilometer drone control range or something like that. Now that reps are done, we can go ahead and sling auto-targeting missiles. And go ahead and start clearing targets. We'll kill the big things with the golems, and then the auto-targeting missiles will start cleaning up all the small things because they're closer. But 18-kilometer webs would be really nice, or 19-kilometer webs would be really nice, and that's what I'm thinking. Unbonused web bonus might bring us up to like 17, and then I hear that there's a web implant that increases it by 4, and I don't know if that's base. And then we also have a percentage-based implant that we can get, but it is a little expensive. That makes sense. I probably shouldn't have fired at that. Auto-targeting missiles already have it like half dead. Work on a Rami Thamulus. I believe this is still the first wave. Sometimes the first wave takes a while. That Maripaleo makes things a little difficult. Go ahead and fire here. Working on the Maripaleo. Looks like we are empty. So this site's going to take a little bit longer, it seems. Just by a little bit. This first wave is not being as kind to us as the last first wave was. Kind of focusing on what I'm doing a little bit. We'll get the fire out on the Rami. Check on reload. Looks like one's done reloading. We'll go ahead and make sure. Yeah, you fired at something. That's good. As long as it was something and not nothing. Seeing some torps because we have a lot of application on 5,000 damage to the Rami. That's a lot of DPS. And this guy's going to die fairly quickly. I don't think I need to put drones on it or golem fire. Go ahead and lock this guy up, lock these guys up. Looks like we have a few Niarjas. 3. The amount is random. And I don't know how I clicked that, but I did. Go ahead and get the Niarjas being shot at. I should have tagged them up, and I did not. I didn't lock them all up on the other character either. Grapple that guy. I can't web it yet, but we'll get that application on it, and it'll die a lot faster. We got one more Niarja, so the Niarja will nuke me out, and being neuted out is no bueno. I do not like being neuted out. It causes all kinds of problems to this setup. We have not started firing our auto-targeting missiles yet. I think I fired them all? Yeah. More focused on making sure that our... whatchamacallums actually died. Our Niarja, because the Niarja nuke really hard. It's 450 gigadoules every 10 seconds, so it's 45 gigadoules a second. One can cap out any of my pilots here, and you saw they're all active tanks. So they are bad to have remaining on grid, as well as they jam. This golem got jammed, as you can tell. And so he's relocking all the targets, thus wasting firing time too. You can't relock until it's dead, which is somewhat frustrating. We don't need to run you hot, although that 93 signature radius is super nice looking. This is why we have 2 target paints. Wave 3 is live. Go ahead and lock them up. Wave 3 is looking pretty light. This is a good thing. Yeah, Aga, Rami, Incursions, that's what we want to focus on. Incursions are bad. They hurt us really bad. Go ahead and turn these back on. We just got a few Ramuthamulists. We're going to go ahead and grab this guy. Turn this guy in, grab this guy. With that Ramuthamulus. So the NCO third wave always has Aga, whereas the final wave has an Aga. The not final wave does not have an Aga hypothesis. So we can know that it's the final wave by them spawning in. This guy should boogie faster because I'm just being bad. We're going to go ahead and approach you. Go there. Everything on the Ramuthamulus. Go ahead and drop out of Siege. And they're reloaded, but there's only 1 NPC left, and my guy's not there, so I'm not going to get paid out any faster for doing more work. I'm going to go ahead and open this up right here. Control R. Control R. Control R. There we go. We're going to go mining hold. Oh. We're not approaching it. Approach. And then we got to pull in all of our drones. I see no more green, so that means we got that. Then that goes there. Payout. Then I believe we're ready to go to the next site. If you guys like this video, make sure you like it, comment, and subscribe down below. That way I know that I am doing a good job and that I know that you guys are enjoying these videos. And I will see you guys in the next one. Make sure to continue flying fun and bringing each other up.